Hello to everyone who is starting to join slowly. Share some thumbs up in chat if you can hear me and see me well. And while waiting for everyone to join, I would love to actually thanks for thumbs up. Thank you very much, guys. Amazing. So while waiting for everyone to slowly join, I would love to hear from you in chat. What solution does your company currently use? Is it brand asset management, digital asset management, multiple storages, or no asset library at all? So share in chat, what is your go-to solution right now? Is it BAM, DAM, multiple storages, or no centralized asset library at all? Hey, you guys, share in chat. BAM. I see first messages coming up. Thank you very much. So we have some BAMs, no library. It's pretty broken, many things for different types of assets. So it's all around the place, right? A DAM for some, BAM for others, multiple storages. Interesting. It's definitely diverse options here, but somehow no library at all, or DAMs are the ones taking the lead. Hello to everyone who is slowly joining. I'm now waiting for messages in chat to hear from you. What solution does your company use right now? Is it digital asset management, brand asset management, or no centralized asset library at all? But yeah, it's definitely great diversity here, but somehow we can see multiple libraries and DAMs taking the lead here today. We can see some AI nodes joining, great, that's also good. All right then, nothing online. Many of my clients just have their own asset portals. Interesting. Thanks, Brian, for sharing. All right then, I think we are ready to get started. So firstly, I would like to do a brief introduction of myself. So my name is Loretta. For those that doesn't know me, I'm customer success person at Corebook. I'm here to support our client wildest the ideas, fix their problems before they even arise, and celebrate their wins like they're my own. In short, I'm about all things Corebook. I know that we also have a few new people joining our webinar today, so I would like to let you know what is Corebook by Core. So Corebook is online brand guidelines platform for in-house branding teams and creative studios that are ready to take their branding game to new heights. So it's a place for you to develop and maintain brand design integrity. Speaking of, our platform has been trusted to protect their brands by cool names like Crocs, Miro, Chelsea, and top-notch agencies like Macan, Landor, Deloitte, including their clients. But all right, it's enough about Spotlight. Let's switch to today's agenda. So today we will dive into overall importance of brand asset management, followed by exclusive live demo of Corebook Gen 3.0. I will also share some of best practices for effective BAM usage, and we will wrap it up with interactive, lively Q&A. Also, feel free to start sharing your questions in a chat so we make sure everything is answered, but let's start with first things first. What is brand asset management and how does it differ from the well-known digital asset management systems? So while DAM, digital asset management, greatly handles your organization's digital assets, BAM, known as brand asset management, focuses on brand asset synergy with your brand guidelines, right? So taking your brand consistency to the next level. So it's a centralized cloud storage for your entire organization to get on the same page in the same space. In fact, recent survey of 3,400 participants, 51 of creatives and marketers reported that they still waste money on producing and recreating assets that simply because they don't know they exist or cannot find them, right? And the same research showed that after implementing an asset library system, marketers spend approximately 34% less on a weekly time of their weekly time on overall asset management. Just think how much time this frees up for your strategic tasks. So what are the main benefits of branding teams using BAM? I narrowed it down to 3 powerful points. First being brand consistency. So brand consistency is resulting in strong brand identity across all channels, and I think it actually speaks for itself and does not require any additional clarifications. However, integrating an asset library with guidelines creates a centralized brand hub, ensuring visual consistency across all assets, maintaining a unified brand image across your channels, and avoiding the use of unauthorized, incorrect, and outdated assets. So in essence, having brand guidelines synced with your brand asset management system is like having the ultimate brand guardian by your side. Second of benefits is team efficiency, resulting in significant time and overall cost saving. So a centralized asset library serves as an ultimate single source of truth, right? Empowering teams, your team, to find, use, share brand materials, streamlining your workflows, and boosting cross-functional collaboration. It also simplifies the training and employee onboarding, removing the hassle on managing multiple platforms at the same time. So picture this. Your team is gearing up for a major campaign, but your brand assets are scattered across different platforms, drives, emails, third-party portals. Most importantly, they're separate from your brand guidelines. It's a nightmare trying to keep track of everything, not to even mention the headache of managing those platforms. So the result? Confusion, version control, chaos, and wasted time and resources. So power up your workflow with our latest addition to online brand guidelines, creating a single organized hub for your team and your brand to thrive on. And third of most powerful benefits of having brand asset management is business scalability, resulting in a strong return on investment and growth potential. So with a solid foundation of those first 2 benefits, brand consistency and team efficiency, your business is primed for scalability. As your brand evolves, our brand asset management allows for seamless updates, expansions, ensuring your brand game is aligned with your business changing needs. So remember the statistic I showed earlier that about 51% of 3,400 participants are still wasting time, resources on recreating assets. We as Corebook believe that scaling your brand should be an exciting journey, not a logistical nightmare. And without a centralized asset library synced with your guidelines, you risk adding chaos to the mix, making it difficult to uphold your brand consistency. And this is where the BAM steps in to save the day. So to sum up those 3 powerful benefits, first being brand consistency, team efficiency, and business scalability. Now, I think it's turn for, I guess, the most weighted part, BAM tour or live demo of Corebook 3.0. For those that are new, feel free to reach out to me directly after the webinar and we can organize a personal tour of Corebook Brand Guidelines features. But today during the webinar, we're going to dive into innovative asset library. And what makes it innovative, by the way? We are offering the most on brand customizable experience and making sure that brand comes first and your assets go second. But it's still seamlessly integrated all together. So here we have it. For those that are familiar with Corebook, you can already notice the regular project itself. Corebook features sidebar, module build, editor, and of course, extensive sharing options in your privacy in global settings. But let's kick things off by exploring what's new in Global Editor. So I'm going to switch to Edit and include attachment. Our users are familiar. Whenever you needed to add a new asset to your brand guidelines, you would either have to upload it from your computer, or once it's uploaded, you can also duplicate it and paste across the whole project, right? But now with the brand asset management in place, we can select those assets directly from your asset library. By the way, as a plus note, we also have AI-driven search that allows you to find those assets faster than ever before. I'm gonna go and select this one. And once it's attached, of course, we still give the sneak peek information as before. But what's unique here is that we can open the asset in library and link it back to your brand guidelines. This basically serves you as your own brand asset GPS system. All right then, so let's switch to asset library and see where those assets actually live. So from here, you can manage, upload all of the assets and get bird's eye view of your entire brand ecosystem. From the sidebar perspective, we also have personal touch with your recent updates that you can, by the way, mark as your favorites for quick access. And we also have trash bin for those, oops, I didn't mean to delete that moments, right? As for collaboration with your team, that happens from asset section. Here you can create your own folder structure up to your preferences. You can also organize assets up to your preferences as well. And if you need to include note for team, go ahead and include it in description itself, right? So here, this description can serve you as tagging, as overall description of asset, or as a virtual post-it note for your team of assets usage. Of course, you also get sneak peek information of the file and related assets underneath that. Once your structure is created, sharing is super simple. And when I say it's simple, I mean it. So we can share assets directly with our team internally through internal links, or we can share them externally. All we need to do is simply activate the link. Then we can also add security features such as passcode, link expiration dates, and we can either copy the link to share internal communication channels or send it via email. As for those links, once they are created, all of them going to be gathered right here. So no longer I lost the link excuses. What else we can do here? I'm guessing that I'm allowed to say that, but we are familiar with digital asset management solutions that are pretty plain and ugly in a way, that are not matching our brand aesthetics at all. But with Corebook, you get the personal touch of your brand style, starting from colors, fonts, logos, and you can also adjust global settings even further than that. So we can change our layout padding, rounded corners. No surprise, also our BOM offers a dark mode switch. From global settings, we can manage our editor team and manage viewers. And again, it's all connected, right? So you don't need to onboard your team members or clients on brand guidelines and then separately to brand asset management. It's a seamless connection right here. Last but not least, as for storage itself, It offers no limitations. It's fully tailored to your brand to scale. So whenever it's reached the limit you're currently having, you can reach out to us or simply upgrade it with a one click right here. And there you have it, a quick tour of brand asset management system within Corebook itself, seamlessly connected with your brand guidelines for perfect branding experience. So switching to best practices, before we jump to that, I suggest, oh, actually I can see some more questions coming up. Feel free, them coming. I'm gonna make time to answer those. So for best practices, to make your brand experience perfect, we are suggesting, firstly, clearly define team's responsibilities. Specify who is responsible by uploading, managing, updating assets within your brand asset management system. Assign roles internally, such as asset managers or quality assurance specialists. Second suggestion is to maintain an organized asset library. So set well-structured folder systems, use consistent description rules for clear workflows, and stay in a loop for asset relevance. As for folder structure, Corebook will generate a suggested system for you based on your existing guidelines in Corebook. Yet, feel free to expand it and reorganize it as needed. Jumping to next. Link those assets to your brand guidelines. Directly linking them from your brand asset management to the brand guide ensures that you follow brand standards, maintaining consistency throughout. In Corebook, we believe that guidelines should not be separated from your assets. They should live together. So, therefore, we also developed an option and solution to connect your BAM-hosted assets directly to your brand guidelines, as I demonstrated in a live demo before. Next suggestion of best practices, ensure consistent usage with internal training. Promote the use of brand asset management platform throughout internal communication and team training sessions. Ensure everyone on your team is on board with the centralized system, right? Encourage ongoing feedback and collaboration among your team members to continuously improve your own brand asset management system and as well brand guidelines, of course. And last but not least, maximize your brand asset management's potential with ultimate Corebook brand guidelines plus assets experience. Of course, also stay in a loop with what's new on Corebook, schedule audits with Corebook team to ensure compliance with best brand practices and effectively address any challenges that you might face. We are here to assist your team as well, so feel free to reach out to us. And now it's time for a core takeaway to sum it up of best practices. So firstly, clearly define the team's responsibilities within your own internal team. So you are aware who is responsible for doing that or this on your brand asset management system. Second, maintain an organized asset library with description, with well-structured folder system, so everyone is aware which steps they should follow. Third, and in my opinion, most important, link those assets to your brand guidelines to have that brand asset management GPS at your service. And encourage consistent usage with internal training. Listen to your team's feedback, improve it to the maximum, and maximize your overall brand asset management potential by having option to experience this full-on seamless integration. Now it's time for your questions. I can see chat is firing up. That's great. Thank you very much, guys, for sharing. So let's start with first. So Danny is asking, is this different from Corebook Studio? BAM is connected with project NAT dash, sorry, my bad. So we are answering. So Corebook Studio is a completely different plan on Corebook, created for designers to create projects for their clients before they hand them off. But it's not different in no ways. So your brand asset management system gonna also be connected together with every single project from the day one. So also when you are developing brand guidelines for your client, you can already hand it over with brand asset management in place. So it's gonna be connected as for brand owner clients right away, same for studio users. Next, we have Jeremy asking, what does link to guidelines do? Yeah, so it automatically connects your assets to library. Simple as that, right? So once you upload assets directly to your brand asset management, linking them to brand guidelines, you're going to have option to jump in between and see where that asset is actually located on your brand asset management system and where it already lives as attachment for downloads on your brand guidelines for the ones that are accessing it as a viewers. Thanks for questions, by the way. George, if we have many projects as an agency, do we have one BAM for all projects? Thank you, George, for asking such a question. So if you have many projects with an agency, every single individual project is gonna have its own brand asset management asset library, right? So it's gonna be treated separately as you deliver also different stores and different brand guidelines for each of your clients. Rachel is asking, do all my assets uploaded or connected produce a thumbnail preview? So most popular file types like images, documents, BAM will produce thumbnails. Even more for videos and animations, it will show some live video preview as well for you. And finally, we are having inbuilt audio player to preview audio files as well. Thank you, Rachel, for your question. I hope I provided answer to it. Next. Oh, guys, a lot of questions coming up. All right, then. So Jeremy is asking, what file types are supported? Easy answer. Corebook supports all file types. Only some of them won't give you a live preview, right? Just as a file name and icon on the file extension of the files that I mentioned earlier, as photos, videos, you're going to still have live preview. Next, what we have here. Rachel is asking, what type of analytics does BAM give my users' activities? So downloads, uploads, visits of your project itself, shares, and actually more if you need. Just reach out to us and let's have a chat. We can also offer customizable solutions. Thanks for your question, Rachel. All right, we also have a question from Sophia. Can I integrate Corebook BAM in my internet separately from brand guidelines? Great question, Sophia. So answer is easy. It's a big no. Corebook brand guidelines and BAM is connected duo that we cannot separate to give you the best branding experience. So brand asset management gonna always come together with your brand guidelines. As I said earlier, brand first, asset second, yet it's all seamlessly integrated. Brian is asking, large brands want to be assured their assets don't leak. What kind of site security do you offer? Thank you, Brian, for a question. So sharing has many options to product sharing link with piece keys, expiration dates. You can also switch off any of shared link anytime in your administrator. As for security levels, Corebook is ISO 27001 certified, and you also have additional password protection, access management within your project as well. Thanks for a question, Brian. All right then. Mark is asking, binder, frontify, Corebook, what is your advantage? Thank you, Mark. Excellent question. So, as I mentioned in the beginning of our presentation, Corebook offers most on-brand, customizable experience. All of your assets are fully integrated and connected with your brand guidelines, right? So that is what makes us unique. Brand is always first, and assets gonna be included as a part of it, making your life easier to manage it all and have this full branding experience. All right, you guys, I see that my moderator has finalized the Q&A. It's actually then time for us to wrap up as well. And for those, all right, I can see more questions coming up. I get a lot of big question marks. Okay, so will you continue to support external DAM integrations such as Dash? Yes, of course. That's a big answer right away. For clients that are using Dash integration, they're gonna still have chance to use Dash. And of course, for those that gonna request the third-party portal such as Dash, we are offering that as well. So a big yes to that. Now it's time to wrap up. So for those that stayed till the end on my webinar, please feel free to reach out to me if you have additional questions, or maybe some of your questions sent in chat did not get answered. Feel free to hit me up by loretta@corebook.io. And we're gonna get those answers finalized, as well as we can schedule personalized tour of overall Corebook experience for those that are new into Corebook. But as you stay till the end, feel free to include Earn My Bum badge as a subject line. I have prepared something special in offer as a thank you for your attention today. Can't wait to chat. And with that, we are reaching the end of our BAM-tastic journey together. Remember, the designer's duty is to polish the brand, and the brand's duty is to shine. Thank you all for joining me today, and high five, virtual high five to each of you, and until the next time. Cheers.